Notes on an Eating Disorder from October 3rd, 2018. Bulimia was the gateway to addiction for me. As a freshman in high school, I was drawn to the ritual of it, both the numbing and the high it provided, along with the illusion that I had control over this one aspect of my life, how other people saw me. That was 20 years ago. Flash forward. A couple of weeks ago, I came dangerously close to having an eating disorder relapse. I know, added to the list, right? Looking back now, I can totally see what triggered it. I had dates with friends I hadn't seen since I sobered up. I always get super anxious and self-conscious about these get-togethers because the voices in my head start getting really rowdy in anticipation. You put on 15 pounds since you last saw them. Your friends are going to feel extremely sorry for you because you're so fat now. It's actually going to be painful for them to look at your face because it's so fat and ugly. As ridiculous as that sounds, the fear was real. And the reality is, I have gained 15 pounds since I got clean. I mean, I was taking enough Vyvanse to make a killer whale start organizing its barnacle collection, and drinking enough red wine to make Dionysus blush. The wine served as my meal replacement. If I drank, I didn't eat. Popcorn, maybe. Chocolate, definitely. But God forbid, a legit square meal. It's not a wonder that coming back from the dead meant putting meat back on my bones. See, I thought that being thin was the secret to happiness, an axiom I've had my whole life. The truth is, it doesn't. It did, however, make me neurotic, psychotic, and virtually unable to function in my daily life. Not a recipe for happiness, last time I checked. The dictionary defines anorexia as an emotional disorder characterized by somatic delusions that you are too fat, despite being emaciated. I found this description lewd and offensive, but maybe that's because it's not cushioned or fleshy. It's bony and barren, like I want it to be. In my 35 years of life on Earth, I have met very few women without some variation of body image issues. Overexercising, undereating, overeating, dysmorphia, anorexia, orthorexia, ad infinitum. The Ally McBeals have made it virtually impossible for us to love our bodies as they are. I loosely remember a comment by a person very close to me regarding my body image issues. I guess when you haven't experienced adversity in your life, you come up with other ways to make yourself miserable. I'm so terribly sorry, but fuck that. If you think this is a fun little exercise devised for attention or born out of boredom, then you've clearly never sat with a tub of ice cream and a sleeve of Oreos, shoving them down your throat, drenched in shame, knowing the painful, revolting step that comes next. You've never sat against a wall with your arms wrapped around your knees, shaking, tears streaming down swollen cheeks, trying to stay tacked down to that one spot, fighting to keep your body folded so tightly that you don't explode out and do it all over again, wondering why you are so fucked up, wondering why you can't stop hurting yourself this way even though you want to, with every fiber of your being, with every strand of yourself, wondering what went intrinsically wrong with the formulation of your DNA specifically that made you so fundamentally flawed and fetid to the very core. No decent human being would behave like this. So why you? I didn't realize how many emotions this story would dredge up for me. Maybe it's something I needed to release or let go of. Maybe the scariest thing is that there's some part of me that doesn't want to. A part of me that thinks if I don't let my eating disorder run my life, I'll end up some kind of an Oompa Loompa character. Globular, gravitationally challenged, spray-tanned in white overalls. I'm unclear what part of myself that actually is, or if it's something I will ever be able to fully untangle myself from. I guess that's what I'm working on. Maybe when we describe ourselves in parts, intentional or not, we are becoming increasingly aware of our existential quest for wholeness, to unite the fragments of ourselves into one cohesive unit. So perhaps progress. Needless to say, as the Concerto of Insanity was nearing its explosive finale on that particularly frightening day of my not-so-long-ago life, I did something I've never done before. I picked up the phone and asked for help. I reached out to a mentor, a friend, and a crazy strong woman who just so happens to double as my eating disorder emancipator. Her brassy vernacular, open heart, and powerful platitudes keep me grounded in what's real. She speaks my love language and holds me accountable. She offered me this. That voice in your head, we'll call him Ed. He sees you growing stronger and it pisses him off. He wants you to start going back to him for comfort. He doesn't want to be silenced. Keep getting angry. Make a list of what you bring to the table as a friend and hold on to that. Your friends don't give a shit about what you look like. They want to be with you because you're you. They love you because of who you are, not because you're 10 pounds lighter or heavier. And their love for you is not conditional. It's absolute. She closed with this instruction. Look in the mirror and say to yourself, I'd be friends with me. If people don't like me for who I am, it's their loss. I'd be lucky to have me as a friend. As simple and rudimentary as this sounds, I would like to propose the same challenge to you. Make your list, put on your best face, and look into the mirror. Commit, maybe for the first time, to seeing yourself as a whole, to recognizing who you truly are in all your glory. Uncut, uncensored, unapologetic, unrelenting. Splintered, yes. Healing, absolutely. Strong, willing, capable, and fucking gorgeous. Because to quote Marianne Williamson, who are you not to be?